up from the midday sun. Troubled you're cutting out, going one by one. You're crawling through a maze where the walls always change, and you can't recall how long you've been in there. You're falling in place through the darkness of space. You're a long way out from home, going nowhere. All of the nights came crashing down, all the lights. You can't believe it's over. All of the nights came crashing down, all the lights. You can't believe it's over. All out of time. Yeah, you're all out of time. Your mind is slipping under. All out of time. Yeah, you're all out of time. Your mind is slipping under. Careful now, you'll wander off, kicking up a storm.
Livin Large Larry Live. From the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, and away we go. It's a broadcast, and you stream from livinlargelarry.com. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Welcome to it. All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com. First temperature check. Nice morning, actually. It's 46 now, and the warmest day of the week coming up. We'll have a complete forecast for you coming up in a few minutes here. All at livinlargelarry.com on YouTube this morning. And also, thanks for using the TuneIn smartphone app. We appreciate that. Amber Gustainez, realtor with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, can make your dreams come true. The service area for Amber Gustainez includes Billings, Lockwood, Laurel, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Single-family homes, townhomes, lots, and land, whatever you're in the market for. Amber Gustainez, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, and 406-690-5902. It is remodeling time in your home or your office, and the windows are the most aesthetically pleasing area people look. The most important part of your home are your windows and your window treatments. All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com with cellular blinds. The woven woods are available. Mini blinds of all sizes and styles and models. Talk to Bobby Gray at All Kinds of Blinds and ask about their security window film as well. All kinds of blinds and billings. All kinds of blindsmt.com. Our Billings area forecasts all the way from the Redline Computer Studios here in West Billings. And a first look at the Billings Morning News coming up, too. And thanks for being here. livinlargelarry.com. Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Just type in the keyword, the Keystone.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
First weather look, all kinds of blinds and billings. Temp check now 46. Looks like that today will be the warmest day of the week. Our forecast on the show is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company, locally owned. Tops is across from Shopco in Billings. It's owned by Tucker Veldkamp. It's not a franchise. Check them out, Tops Sandwich Company. Chips with every order, and they deliver even just one sandwich to you. Call them out on it. Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopko. Ask for the new Livin Large Larry special for $6. The new Livin Large Larry sandwich. About 78 sunny this afternoon, and then a gradual decline in temperatures for Wednesday, around 68, by Thursday 60, and Friday 45, and a chance for rain showers. Get an expanded forecast at livinlargelarry.com. Click on the weather button there. Forecast Livin Large Larry Live. Courtesy of Top Sandwich Company, locally owned, across from Shopko off of King Avenue West. Top Sandwich Company, their happy hour, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays, $5 sandwiches, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays. Top Sandwich Company, across from Shopko. An armed robbery in Billings Heights. Part of our first look at Billings Morning News on the way here from the Red Line Computer Studios, across from Goodwill. Thanks for streaming. LivinLargeLarry.com on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app. It's the Billings Morning News just ahead.
The man with the most energy in radio commercials ever. It's Jay Johansson, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Wow, that was a breathful for me, sir.
655-3668, Larry. And I tell you what, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
You've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're not number two. We're the number one shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how your feet feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah, Jay,
I'm going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah,
But
crazy.
I'm not going to ask somebody their shoe size. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use the footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And then not only that, Livin Large Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue, Billings, the Athlete's Foot.
Couponing is back, and how would you like to look at a coupon magazine that's larger than the palm of your hands? Real sized Hometown Values coupon magazine. There's one built and issue out for your area in and around Billings and Laurel. Hometown Values, shop the original. Inside, practical couponing. Hometown Values, and log on to myhometownvalues.com. Check out the new Heights issue of Hometown Values. Probably time for your 6-week haircut, right? Trained professionals, and there's barbershops all over the place, but if you want trained professionals and the work done right, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, Main Billings Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 10 minutes, $10 haircuts, and other services as well. Through Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in Billings Heights, and a proud major sponsor of the 2016 Billings Wolves, Jim and Austin's Barbershop.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
All kinds of blinds in Billings. Temp check, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Not a bad morning. 46, close to 80 today. LivinLargeLarry.com. Get a 5-day look at the forecast. We look at the first look at the Billings Morning News as we source out our research from KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette, and from time to time we utilize Last Best News as well. 2 separate robberies in the Billings area on Monday morning make now for 5 robberies in the last week. around Billings around 1:15 in the morning on Monday. Billings police were dispatched to the Tap Inn on Broadwater. A male employee and patrons reported 2 males and 1 female entered the building and showed handguns. According to the Billings Police Department's release here, the suspects were wearing bandanas and gloves. They left with an undisclosed amount of cash. No one was harmed. Just a few hours later, shots were fired at an attempted robbery in the Heights. According to Billings Police, a man entered the Blue Basket convenience store on Main around 4:15 Monday morning. The suspect, wearing a black hoodie and bandana, pulled a handgun on the store clerk and demanded cash. The clerk was trying to call 911 on his cell phone when the suspects fired the pistol at the clerk, striking and breaking the phone. Billings PD says the gun then jammed and the suspect fled the store. The clerk was uninjured. Lieutenant Hafner said they do not believe the Monday morning incidents are related to the robberies early last week, the casino robberies. They're looking into possible connections with the strain of robberies from last fall as a related crime. Billings PD are investigating. If you have information, contact Crime Stoppers at 657-8200. The 3 Belfry residents murdered last week were identified on Monday as their accused killer made his initial court appearance in Spokane, Washington, where he was arrested. In a press release issued by the Montana Department of Justice, the victims were identified as Lloyd Lamb, he's 76, Sharon Hill Lamb, 72, and Karen Hill Laco, 54. The 2 elder victims were married. Hill Laco was the wife of the suspect and Sharon Hill Lamb's sister. Robert James Laco, 39, made his initial appearance in Stevens County Justice Court in Washington on Monday afternoon. Laco is charged with 3 counts of deliberate homicide. According to court records, Laco fatally shot all 3 victims in the head last week at their home in Belfry. After he allegedly shot them, Laco fled to Washington State, where he was arrested early on Friday morning. The victims were discovered in the home on Thursday by Carbon County Sheriff's officials who were conducting a welfare check at the request of a neighbor who reported the family had not been seen since last Tuesday. Hiking in Montana just got a little easier thanks to a new website out from the Montana Wilderness Association. So after a year of preparation and mapping, the site offers a list of more than 200 trails across Montana. Photos and trail information are listed for each hike, all with the goal of connecting people to the wild. The website also focuses on connecting people to the local communities while they're on the trails. The owner of the business in Helena says the website will be a way to connect his customers to the outdoors. Again, it's through Montana Wilderness Association. You can search out that new app. A woman was taken to the hospital following a 2-vehicle crash on Monday morning on Main in Billings Heights. The crash happened at about 8:35 on Monday morning and involved a pickup truck and a passenger car in the 1000 block of Main Street. It's right near the Holiday gas station there. The car occupied by the woman rolled onto its top. And as you can imagine, the traffic, southbound traffic, was reduced to 1 lane during the cleanup of that accident, and authorities are still investigating that. That is a look at First Billings Morning News this morning at livinlargelarry.com. Brought to you by the Billings Extreme. Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football back in Billings. Billings Extreme. Their home turf is Dayless Wendy's Field. Check them out. Extreme is spelled Xtreme. BillingsExtreme.com. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings. As you stream, livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds in Billings, temp check in 46. Follow the story of N2 Cryotherapy in Billings at their website as well, n2cryo.com. There's videos, there's information on what cryotherapy as a health component in your life is all about, and more, and also information about N2 Cryotherapy, giving you the opportunity to be the best person you can be this year with athletic recovery. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West in Billings, suite number 4, and n2cryo.com. Had a talk last week with Tamalee St. James of Riverstone Health here in Billings about the swine flu, or the H1N1 as it's professionally known as. There were 3 deaths in Yellowstone County that apparently were caused by H1N1. 3 deaths in Yellowstone County, 2 kids and 1 adult. So we'll talk to Tamalee, replay a talk with Tamalee St. James from Riverstone Health, Deputy Health Officer for Riverstone Health, and find out how we can curb the spread of H1N1 here in Billings, Montana, from the Redline Computer Studios. You streaming our YouTube at livinlargelarry.com. Search out the new football league in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express from the RMFL League last year, the year before? Now moved to Billings, renamed, rebranded the Billings Extreme with Ken Blankenship, and he has a season lined up, and they'll play home games at Dela Stadium, a great family, fun-filled events. Check out the new Extreme Football Extreme, the Billings Extreme, XTREME. You can search them out on Facebook.
Join us at 1-888-858-1408.
And a reminder, any replay or recorded show on livinlargelarry.com is courtesy of Keystone Mortgage, a new location downtown Billings across from the pub station. Our talk with Tamalee St. James from Riverstone Health is on the way. Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Just type in the keyword, the Keystone.
Deputy Health Officer for Riverstone Health, Tamalee St. James. And hello, Tamalee. How are things?
Good. How are you?
All right. First of all, talk briefly, kind of refresh our memories of what H1N1 is. Do you guys mind if the layperson calls it swine flu, or is that offensive?
That kind of adds some hype to it, and it makes it a little bit scarier than it probably is. So we prefer not to label it the swine flu.
Okay. H1N1. Let us know what that is again.
Okay. H1N1 is just one of the. Since 2009, it's been a current circulating influenza A that we've had in our community every year since 2009.
And is it right to say that H1N1 has come back, or has it always been around since 2009?
It's always been around. We've had several hundred cases every year since 2009. It kind of showed up for the first time in 2009.
Okay, and just a story out this week about that 9-year-old girl in Billings who died. She attended school at Poly Drive Elementary. And as citizens of Billings and surrounding towns in this county, what should be our concern with regards to H1N1?
H1N1, your concern would be just taking precautions not to get the flu. A lot of times, healthy people get influenza and they make it through, but a lot of times what happens with influenza, such as H1N1 or others as well, there's a secondary complication to the flu. A lot of times a person will have a secondary bacterial infection, and then or a compromised immune system, and that makes them more susceptible to these complications. And a lot of times people who have died from influenza have a secondary complication from the influenza. But otherwise, there's some things you can do at home to keep from getting the flu. Cover your cough. Wash your hands frequently, especially when you're out in public. If you're touching surfaces everywhere, and the influenza virus will live on the surface only for a couple hours. So it's important, if you go out shopping or whatever, wash your hands thoroughly and frequently. Stay home if you're ill. Don't go to the workplace and cough and sneeze on people, because that's how the influenza is spread. It's droplet spread, and so if you're coughing and sneezing, you can actually spread it to other people. And then, most importantly, your best prevention against getting influenza is get vaccinated.
And some will say that the vaccinations don't help. I personally get a flu vaccine every year, and so far so good. Probably the last 10 years I've received a flu vaccine. Yeah,
that's the number one way to prevent getting the flu is get vaccinated. If you don't get a vaccine, you have no protection for sure, but if you get a vaccination, at least you're you've done something to try to prevent getting it. Now, no vaccine is 100%, and a lot of times, like elderly, for instance, if they get a flu vaccine, their immune systems can't always fully respond to the vaccine, and they don't have 100% protection. A lot of times they'll only be protected 40 to 60%, but that's why it's so important for those people who are living in households with them or working around them. They get their flu shot so they don't pass that influenza on to either elderly or people who have compromised immune systems.
As we're into April here, is it too late to get the flu vaccine, or what? Is there a cutoff date that we should be aware of?
You know, there's not a cutoff date. The CDC recommendations are to get it, pretty much all around, but our season typically is starting to wind down about this time of year, although there have been years where H1N1 kind of shows up in the early spring. So if you go out and get vaccinated now, it'll take your body probably up to 2 weeks to have antibodies or protection against the influenza. So I would never say it's too late to get vaccinated, but normally we do our influenza vaccinations anywhere from September on.
We're speaking with Tamalee St. James, Deputy Health Officer with Riverstone Health. Have you received any phone calls, and what's the subject of those phone calls the last couple of days since the news came out about the Poly Drive Elementary School student?
We haven't had a lot of calls, and the message is, those 4 things I told you before. Cover your cough, wash your hands, stay home if you're sick, and get the vaccination if you hadn't already gotten it.
The vaccines, the flu vaccines that we get at the Walgreens of the world, CVS, Albertsons, and by our medical providers, are they all the same vaccine?
What they do is they'll watch the circulating flu strains throughout the globe that have their flu seasons prior to ours, and the vaccine is made every year specifically targeting the types of influenza viruses they're seeing circulating. So the vaccine now primarily has 2 A's and 2 B's in it. H1N1 has been in it for the last several years. So they try to kind of outguess what's going to be in the flu season this year.
Right.
And so, hopefully they get a match. They don't always get an exact match, but for the last several years, H1N1 has been in there.
And what is the age range to get the talked about flu vaccine?
6 months and older.
Has that changed over time?
Well, it goes anywhere from 6 months to 100 is the recommendation, or even over 100 if you're over 100. But there are different types of flu in flu vaccines, and they have different age ranges. There's the flu mist, which is a live virus vaccine, and it's only licensed up to age 50. And then there's the injectable, which is from age 6 months all the way up to the end of life.
I see. With regards to Riverstone Health, is there some contact information, websites for tips of talk of the flu that people could log on to, or is there do you have an answering service that people can ask questions?
Sure. You can go to riverstonehealth.org. That's our website. Or you can call my phone, which is 406-598-5294.
All right. Tamalee St. James. Anything else we're missing here?
I don't think so. I think you're good to go.
All right. Appreciate your time. Deputy Health Officer with Riverstone Health, Tamalee St. James. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Our temperature check, nice morning, 47, just about 80 in Billings, and livinlargelarry.com. Always an expanded look at the forecast. Click on the weather button. You'll see that be the top row of the homepage at our website. On YouTube this morning, and the TuneIn smartphone app from all over the world. Streamers from all over the U.S., of course, and literally Japan, Germany, Russia. Thanks. Appreciate you checking us out for whether it's 1 minute or 15 minutes, half hour, or the entire live portion of the show. Of course, the YouTube Live becomes the YouTube podcast after the live portion of the show from the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Spring fix-up, spring cleanup, all kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. for all kinds of blinds and window film for security as well. Woven woods, the mini blinds, vertical blinds, great variety of Roman shades, all through all kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Check out some of the work that all kinds of blinds have done around the area. The FedEx Kinko's on 27th Street, also the 48th Street mini storage. Just walk in and check out the work, all kinds of blinds in Billings. All kinds of blinds, mt.com. If you're interested in learning the current value of your home, then call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. 406-690-5902. Amber Gustanis, and her service area includes not just Billings, but Lockwood, Laurel, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, 406-690-5902.
Jay Johansson with us, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue in Billings. The Athlete's Foot, Jay.
Livin Large Larry, the best on the radio. We also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
Yeah, I know. No, that's cool. I was announcing the Billings Wolves on field the other night, and two young adults says, "Hey, cool Jordans, where can I go to get those?" I said, "Jay, the Athlete's Foot in Billings is the Jordan King."
Oh, yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I was just telling another one of your friends that not only we're a hip store that services the community. You got that?
Yeah.
We're a hip, family-owned shoe store that if you just need great shoes, come see us. If you need the best shoes, come see us. If you need the shoes no one else has, and I'm talking no one Livin Large, Larry, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking no one in Billings. I'm talking no one in Denver. No one in Minneapolis. No one in Seattle. We got it because my big brother, my owner, Intersport, check them out, largest sporting good company store in the world. They just happen to be out of Europe. Believe it or not, this planet is big. Check them out, Intersport. They got us the account. We're number one.
I wear the books. I wear the Jordan. My family shops the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Livin Large, Larry, keep it up. Go Billings Wolves. Love it that we got that football back in town. You need great shoes, you know where to come. 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot.
And the Athlete's Foot on Facebook, too. Don't forget about Facebook, the Athlete's Foot on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot, Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
Call or email your Livin Large Larry Live show ideas. Larry at livinlargelarry.com and 1-888-858-1408.
All kinds of blinds and Billings. Temperature check in 47, about 80 today. Complete forecast on the way after the What's Going On segment here at livinlargelarry.com. The What's Happening, the What's Going On segment is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Log on to bighorninspection.com. Save the date, Relay for Life, upcoming 2016 Relay for Life team meetings coming up April 21st, May 19th, and June 16th. All the meetings on those dates at the Mansfield Center at 2900 12th Avenue North in Billings. Save the date, Relay for Life. Talk already. There's a benefit coming up for he was going to be a football player for the Billings Extreme and was involved in a pretty severe car accident shortly before the season started. Mario Rihos benefit is coming up April 23rd, 5 to 9 at the Palace Bar in Laurel. There'll be a silent auction, a 50-50 raffle, a taco bar, and it helps support Mario and his family so they can be by his side while they're recovering in Denver. Hashtag Rio Strong. Help out Mario Rihos. Again, the benefits coming up April 23rd, and you can find out more through BillingsExtreme.com. Extreme is Xtreme. Looking way ahead, June 25th, June 26th, over $12,000 in prizes for this year's 14th annual Montana Barbecue Cook-Off downtown Absaroka. The event has bands all day long, And, of course, if you've been to the event before, you know just the best barbecue probably in Montana. 14th Annual Montana Barbecue Cook-Off is coming up. Montana Barbecue Cookoff.com for details on that. Walk MS for Yellowstone County is coming up on the 30th of April, St. John's Pavilion. I am happy to, once again to be the MC of the event, which begins at 10 a.m. And so get your sponsors together for Walk MS in Billings, St. John's Pavilion, April 30th. There's a casino night coming up on Tuesday, April 26th at the Highlands Golf Club. Is for the Quality of Life. The Quality of Life Casino Night at Highlands. Silent auction, live auction, and thanks to all the businesses who donated and individuals as well for that upcoming event for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Yellowstone County. Quality of Life Casino Nights. And log on to qualityofliferun.com for details. And that is a look at what's going on around the area. From Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. Looks like that today will be the warmest day of the week. Our forecast on the show is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company, locally owned. Tops is across from Shopco in Billings. It's owned by Tucker Veldkamp. It's not a franchise. Check them out, Tops Sandwich Company. Chips with every order, and they deliver even just one sandwich to you. Call them out on it. Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco. Ask for the new Livin Large Larry special for $6. The new Livin Large Larry sandwich. About 78 sunny this afternoon, and then a gradual decline in temperatures for Wednesday, around 68, by Thursday 60, and Friday 45, and a chance for rain showers. Get an expanded forecast at livinlargelarry.com. Click on the weather button there. Forecast Livin Large Larry Live. Courtesy of Top Sandwich Company, locally owned, across from Shopco off of King Avenue West. Top Sandwich Company, their happy hour, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays, $5 sandwiches, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays. Top Sandwich Company, across from Shopco. And my Livin Large Larry sandwich at Top Sandwich Company does include bacon, of course. Another great experience. My wife and I at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, over the weekend. We go probably twice a month on average, and you can actually enjoy and take advantage of what N2 Cryotherapy is all about twice a day, actually. N2cryo.com. If you've heard us talking about cryotherapy and what it's all about, log on to N2cryo.com for a brief history as to what cryotherapy is all about, and more importantly, what N2 Cryotherapy here in Billings is all about. And Cindy Graff and her crew are very good at servicing athletes in forms of N2 Cryotherapy. Again, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, N2cryo.com. Trained barbers and your hair, Jim and Austin's Barbershop at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. And trained barbers, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. $10 haircuts, 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud sponsors of the 2016 Billings Wolves. Find them on Facebook.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
And the Billings Morning News. Look at that. Livin Large Larry Live. LivinLargeLarry.com. Never a G on Livin when you log on, by the way. LivinLargeLarry.com. We're live on YouTube every morning, and also the TuneIn smartphone app. You can check that out on your smartphone. It's a free download, and that loops the show all day long. The live YouTube becomes a podcast in just a little bit here. As we go live for about an hour and a half or so, then becomes a podcast all day. And the Billings Morning News, we glean some of our information from KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette, utilized Last Best News at times. Raymond Kaufman appeared in Justice Court Monday on 6 felony and misdemeanor counts from what Billings PD say began as shoplifting at Walmart last week. Kaufman's 4 felony charges include robbery with weapons enhancement, 2 counts of criminal endangerment, and carrying a concealed weapon. His misdemeanor charges are fleeing from a peace officer and resisting arrest. According to court documents, back on last Wednesday, April 6th, Officer Kyle Jones tried to stop Kaufman from stealing items from Walmart. That's when Kaufman pointed a handgun at Jones. Court documents state the value of the items in the cart was about $168 is all. He remains in custody. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Sexual assault is a crime that occurs more often than what you might think, according to a sexual assault nurse examiner at Billings Clinic. There have been 37 victims this year already. Mind you, we're just, one quarter and change into the new year. She says it's double what was seen this time last year. SANE, S-A-N-E, SANE coordinator Tammy Grewell says last year's medical staff saw 108 victims all year. 27% were pediatric, 7% were male. Grewell says sexual assault victims are male, female, and different ages. A Montana State University Billings student decided to bring awareness about sexual assault to its campus, MSUB. The effort is called the Clothesline Project. The project consists of white T-shirts with sayings, powerful sayings, written on them by students that stand against sexual assault. MSUB student Carissa Sorensen says the Clothesline Project is a national project, but this is the first time it's made it to the campus here in Billings at MSUB. Other news, Billings Morning News, Rob O'Neill, the former Navy SEAL who claimed he shot and killed Osama bin Laden, who was arrested early on Friday in Butte, charged with driving under the influence about 2:20 in the morning. The authorities responded to a call about someone sleeping in a vehicle in the parking lot of a convenience store in Butte. Butte Silverbow Undersheriff George Skulich told media that he woke him up and identified him as Rob O'Neill. He failed a sobriety test and refused a breathalyzer. O'Neill entered a not guilty plea in Butte City Court on Friday afternoon. Claims he took some prescribed sleep medication and was not drunk. A speech that he was scheduled to talk on Monday at Montana State University was canceled shortly after the arrest. Sugar Ray, Everclear, Lit, and Sponge will perform at Zoo Montana in Billings this summer. So if you're listening worldwide, around the region, and you're a fan of Sugar Ray, Everclear, Lit, or Sponge, then come on to Billings. The Summerland Tour 2016 show is scheduled to take place on August 3rd. Gates open at 5. Shows is a 11 Presents Productions, an all-evening show. Tickets go on sale Friday. It's coming Friday at Zoo Montana box office. It's also the pub station. Their box office is 2502 First Avenue North, downtown Billings. And you can also go online. Again, not till Friday, though. You can go online to 1111presents.com, and that's the numerals, 1111. Or you can use the phone number, toll-free, 877-987-6487. Summerland Tour at Zoo Montana in Billings, again, August 3rd. Pretty decent acts. That's a glance at the Billings Morning News this morning. Brought to you by the Billings Extreme, BillingsExtreme.com. Billings Extreme is semi-pro football in Billings at Dalis Woody's Field. Check them out. Extreme is spelled Xtreme, BillingsExtreme.com.
Rimrock Flooring in business now, going on 2 years on Central Avenue, and RimrockFlooringMT.com. 3 stores for better buying power for you, and they're in the middle of their 10 to 60% off big spring sale going on at Rimrock Flooring on Central and Billings. Search out the new football league in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express from the RMFL League last year, the year before? Now moved to Billings, renamed, rebranded the Billings Extreme with Ken Blankenship, and he has a season lined up, and they'll play home games at Dalis Stadium, a great family fun-filled events. Check out the new Extreme Football Extreme, the Billings Extreme, Xtreme. You can search them out on Facebook.
Hey, you want a piece of the action? Billings Kiwanis is throwing a little soiree called the Bootleggers Ball, April 23rd at the Bighorn Resort. Come dressed in swanky 1920s attire, enjoy a little Italian cuisine, and cut a rug on the dance floor to the 2nd Street Stompers. Lay down some bones in the casino for your chance at a trip to South Africa. Proceeds benefit Landon's Legacy, Billings' first special needs baseball park. Space is limited, so go to billingskiwanis.org to reserve your tickets now.
a true coupon book, a coupon magazine, and it's actually the size that you can actually read through and see what's offered and see the prices. Practical couponing with Hometown Values Savings Magazine. And maybe you've seen it. It comes through the mail to your house. Don't toss it. There's the Hometown Values magazine for each section of Billings and Laurel. Look for it. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. And the most recent issues have been mailed to you. Check them out. Give them a try. Hometown Values. All kinds of blinds and Billings. Our temperature check. All kinds of blinds. MT.com 48. Now 80 today. And today will be the warmest day of the week because it gradually, temperatures anyway, diminish towards the end of the week. And we'll look at the weekend forecast probably tomorrow, get a more accurate account of that. But yeah, so enjoy today. LivinLargeLarry.com. On YouTube from the Red Line Computer Studios, and the Bellamy Brothers are in town. They perform tonight, Tuesdays, a Shrine, and we'll talk with Dan Brown from the Billings Police Protective Association. They're bringing the Bellamys to town tonight. Welcome by LivinLargeLarry.com. That's coming up.
Call or email your Livin' Large Larry Live show ideas. Larry at livinlargelarry.com and 1-888-858-1408.
Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
Dan Brown is president of the Billings Police Protective Association. I got to tell you, Dan, man, oh man, Bellamy Brothers, what a great find. People are going nuts in and all around Billings, Montana.
Yes, sir. This is probably one of the better ones we've had, and we're just really excited about bringing them in.
Talk a bit about what the Billings Police Protective Association is all about, if you would.
Okay. There are several factors that we take care of. One of them, of course, is our own people. We often will have unforeseen medical situations come up, and although we don't pay for the medical, we help with transportation and or accommodations for the family. We also sponsor many of the kids of our officers in their activities, whether it's sports or band or choir. We just try to give as much support to our families as we can. And in addition to that, we also support a lot of the local groups like the Boy Scouts, of course, Special Olympics Montana, and the Purple 5K. We just try to be active not only with our sponsorship of finances, but also with ourselves and being out in the community.
Dan Brown is with us, president of the Billings Police Protective Association. You mentioned the Purple 5K last weekend. Boy, that thing was hugely successful in downtown.
You know, we enjoy being a part of that and seeing the success that they're having and how, we get to be a part of building our community.
Talk a bit about the annual scholarships that you guys try to help out with.
We have just recently figured out that we were kind of behind the curve, and what we do is, as our officers, kids get to that graduation age, they put them in, and there has to be some qualifications, but they're not unachievable by any means. And we've just raised it to where we sponsor them with additional monies, unmarked monies, I guess you could say, so that they can pay for books or whatever other sundries they need besides just paying for the school itself.
And other endeavors that is near and dear to the Billings Police Protective Association, for instance, the torch run is huge with you guys?
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, that's another one of those scenarios where we not only financially support Special Olympics Montana, but in the torch run, we also take our personal time and put effort into working with the athletes and also being there to give out the awards. We enjoy it as much as they do, and it's just a special time for all of us.
Well, we are giving away Bellamy Brother tickets on our radio shows here at KGHL, and it has just, we put them on Facebook, we talk about it on the radio, and it seems like the Bellamys and Billings was a huge match, and give us some more bullet points as to what to expect from the show. Isn't there some kind of a comedian as well on Tuesday?
The other one is Gabriel Rutledge.
Mm-hmm.
Will also be, and like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about him, and so I haven't personally seen him, but I plan to.
7:30 the show, Shrine Auditorium, April 12th. The Billings Police Protective Association and the Bellamy Brothers. Is their contact details, Facebook page, and also websites?
They're on the Billings Police website, and also the BPPA website also, I believe, has. And
you get tickets at the door as well, the Shrine Auditorium. So it's going to be a big night, Tuesday night, April 12th. Dan Brown, President of the Billings Police Protective Association. Thanks for your great work in and around Billings. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Livin Large Larry Live.
Looks like that today will be the warmest day of the week. Our forecast on the show is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company, locally owned. Tops is across from Shopco in Billings. It's owned by Tucker Veldkamp. It's not a franchise. Check them out, Tops Sandwich Company. Chips with every order, and they deliver even just one sandwich to you. Call them out on it, Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco. Ask for the new Livin Large Larry special for $6. The new Livin Large Larry sandwich. About 78 sunny this afternoon, and then a gradual decline in temperatures for Wednesday, around 68, by Thursday 60, and Friday 45, and a chance for rain showers. Get an expanded forecast at Livin. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Okay. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. Okay.
Ray Massey, reminders about some of the shows that have been publicized and that have been booked for 2016, and maybe you can give us some ideas on how to sell some more tickets, or remind us those shows that we may have forgotten about that are coming up.
Well, Carrie Underwood is certainly one of the biggest ones. Carrie is almost 8,000 seats in for her show on May 12th. Nitro Circus on May 15th. another major show. This is the first time these guys have ever performed in Montana. And this will be just a huge show. We already are at around 6,500 people coming to the grandstand area, an outside event on May 15th. So we're praying for no rain on that day. It can rain around it, but not that day, please. And then, of course, we just announced Florida-Georgia Line, who won the Duo of the Year last night in the Academy of Country Music Awards show. They'll be here on July 28th. Boston, their 40th anniversary tour, is here on June 29. Those are just a couple of the things that we have, plus the normal level of activity. We have the Gold Wing coming this year. The Wing Ding is back, the 38th Wing Ding. That'll be right around Labor Day. So those are some of the major events. We got Def Leppard we talked about. This hit later in September. And we're booking stuff right now into 17. So it's a pretty exciting time here at Metro Park.
Did you mention Boston?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
June 28th, Boston. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at all the normal Metro Park ticket outlets, Leslie's Hallmark at the mall, which you can buy tickets at Leslie's Hallmark. You can also get them online at metropark.com, or you can come to the ticket window here at the Metro Park box office. Everything starts at 10. Wristbands start being passed out Wednesday morning if you want to come and get a wristband. Wristbands, by the way, don't assure you that you're first in line. What they assure you is a place in line when the box office opens for ticketing.
Ray Massey, Marketing Director, Director of Sales, Metro Park. You know, the mild winter we had, every time I drove by Metro, it just seemed to be just buzzing with activity over there. And I'm not talking just the home improvement show or just the boat and RV show. Just seems like seems to be more events going on.
The commissioners told us that dark days are our enemy, and I think we helped push the enemy back a little bit in 2015 and now into early 2016. We have been really working hard at getting different kinds of activities from WWE last year through Mannheim Steamroller playing their event to Teresa Caputo, which comes up this Saturday night at the arena, the Long Island Medium. I mean, all those are just different things that are coming to the building. I know there's at least 2 comedian events that we're going to have coming up in the near future we'll be able to talk about. So we're working a lot of different angles to really provide a broad spectrum of opportunities for people to come and enjoy the facility.
I get people calling and inquiring on my shows, my radio shows, about, hey, so when are the acts for Montana Fair going to be announced? And I know you're going to tease us here. I know you are.
April 12 is act number 1. We'll have 4 different acts that we'll announce. April 12 will be the first one, and we'll kind of stretch them out a little bit to make sure that when you spend the kind of money we spend at Montana Fair, and this is taxpayer money,
right? Yeah.
Right? The fair is put on locally by the funding all comes from Yellowstone County taxpayers, which start the fair. So we, rather than at one time tell you all of the things that we did to spend your money, we want to make sure that each one of these expenditures get the proper highlight that they deserve. And so we'll announce it over a couple of week period. The 12th, 19th, 22nd, and 26th, I think, are our scheduled dates right now.
This is the voice of Ray Massey, Marketing Director, Director of Sales, Metro Park. And one final thought here. Changes coming up for Montana Fair on the grounds. What was the temperature of some of the changes last year from the public?
You know, we had good response. Obviously, last year's fair was a record setter. We had more people using the carnival than ever before. We didn't have as many people on the grounds, but we earned more revenue because people bought more food. They were able to do more different things. And we're looking to expand upon that as we move into 2016. We have a couple of cool contests we're working on. One's a frying pan throwing contest.
Oh, yes!
A husband calling contest, a few things like that we're working on to really make things more interactive on the grounds. Last year was the 100th anniversary of the fair. Number 101, sharing Montana Fair will be even more fun this next year.
And people come from all over the region, from all over eastern Montana, northern Wyoming, and beyond. They make plans for Montana Fair dates here in Billings. Ray Massey, Metro Park Marketing Director, Director of Sales. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Appreciate it.
Larry, thanks for the time today.
Amber Gustainez, Realtor with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, can make your dreams come true. The service area for Amber Gustainez, Includes Billings, Lockwood, Laurel, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Single-family homes, townhomes, lots and land, whatever you're in the market for. Amber Gustenas, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, and 406-690-5902.
Man with the most energy in radio commercials ever. It's Jay Johansson, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Wow, that was a breathful for me, sir.
655-3668, Larry. I tell you what, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
You've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're not number two. We're the number one shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how your feet feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah, Jay,
I'm going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah, crazy.
And I'm not going to ask somebody their shoe size. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use the footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And then not only that, Livin Large, Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue, Billings. The Athlete's Foot.
Search out the new football league in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express from the RMFL league last year, the year before? Now moved to Billings, renamed, rebranded the Billings Extreme with Ken Blankenship, and he has a season lined up, and they'll play home games at Dela Stadium, a great family, fun-filled events. Check out the new Extreme Football Extreme, the Billings Extreme, XTREME. You can search them out on Facebook.
Hey, you want a piece of the action? Billings Kiwanis is throwing a little soiree called the Bootleggers Ball, April 23rd at the Bighorn Resort. Come dressed in swanky 1920s attire, enjoy a little Italian cuisine, and cut a rug on the dance floor to the 2nd Street Stompers. Lay down some bones in the casino for your chance at a trip to South Africa. Proceeds benefit Landon's Legacy, Billings' first special needs baseball park. Space is limited, so go to billingskiwanis.org to reserve your tickets now.
Probably time for your 6-week haircut, right? Trained professionals, and there's barbershops all over the place, but if you want trained professionals and the work done right, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, Main Billings Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 10 minutes, $10 haircuts, and other services as well. Through Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in Billings Heights, and a proud major sponsor of the 2016 Billings Wolves, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Best coupon magazine truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail, from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also, the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Looks like that today will be the warmest day of the week. Our forecast on the show is brought to you by Tops Sandwich Company, locally owned. Tops is across from Shopco in Billings. It's owned by Tucker Veldkamp. It's not a franchise. Check them out, Tops Sandwich Company. Chips with every order, and they deliver even just one sandwich to you. Call them out on it. Tops Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopko. Ask for the new Livin Large Larry special for $6. The new Livin Large Larry sandwich. About 78 sunny this afternoon, and then a gradual decline in temperatures for Wednesday, around 68, by Thursday 60, and Friday 45, and a chance for rain showers. Get an expanded forecast at livinlargelarry.com. Click on the weather button there. Forecast Livin Large Larry Live. Courtesy of Top Sandwich Company, locally owned, across from Shopko off of King Avenue West. Top Sandwich Company, their happy hour, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays, $5 sandwiches, 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays. Top Sandwich Company, across from Shopko. Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
Join us at 1-888-858-1408.
And Matt Groff with us with the Billings Rugby Club. And so, Matt, how long has Billings Rugby been in existence in Billings?
Well, Billings, this club has been around since, I'd say, the 70s. Can't remember the exact date that we were in Bill, but we've been around Billings for quite a long time.
Now, is it a league, or are you just one team that travels in the region, or what is the deal with Billings Rugby?
We are one team in Billings. There are other teams in our league. We range from over in Spokane to Missoula to Kalispell to Bozeman. We play some teams down in Gillette, Wyoming, Casper. There's a team down in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We'll go visit as well in the summer.
So the Billings Bulls Rugby, and what is your position or positions, or are you just the coach, or are you the main captain, or what's your deal?
No, right now I play the inside center, outside center position for it, so it's kind of like offensively you can relate it to kind of a running back, linebacker, offense, defense, and I've been around the Billings Bulls for 3 years, out of my third year with them, and it's been, started out kind of rough, and these last couple of years we've really been making a name for ourselves, winning games, competing in state tournaments, and it's been going really well.
We're trying to get the word out about the Billings Bulls Rugby Club, and hopefully this will be a good start for you. But is there age limits, or is it only for men? What's the stipulations?
Yep, our league is 18 plus. We have had players under 18 play with signed permission from parents, but it's 18 plus. Everybody's got jobs, careers of their own, and it's just a bunch of guys that love the sport, want to play, and have a good team camaraderie.
So what if a female or two come and say, "Hey, I want to be on the Billings Bulls Rugby Club"?
Bring them on. We got a team over in Butte. Has last time we played them, they had two women that played with them as well. They'll go up against the men, tackle everybody. They get tackled, and everybody's invited. It's a great sport. Love to have more people involved.
And actually, think about it, and I'm pretty true to say this: that women are a lot more agile than guys like you and I.
They sure are. They recover a lot better, too.
They certainly do. Matt Groff with us with the Billings Bulls Rugby team. And talk about the season. When does it start? When does it end? When is the tournaments? When's the next call to action for a game coming up?
We had a scrimmage last weekend against Montana State, and the Bozeman Men's Club went really well for all parties involved. It was a great day. We have a bye week this week, then we travel over to Gillette and over to Missoula. Then we got a couple home games, April 2nd and April 19th, against Gillette and Butte, respectively. We play over at South Park. Kickoffs would be 1 o'clock, and then a couple more union matches, and state is over in Bozeman this year, April 30th, and the infamous Maggot Fest over in Missoula is May 7th of this year.
What got you into rugby then, Matt?
Word of mouth. I moved to Billings about 4 years ago. Was playing softball with some coworkers, and one guy on the softball team was a member of the rugby club. Got me to a practice, and I've been hooked. It's a great sport, great people, and great camaraderie.
Are you finding that rugby, a lot like lacrosse, is picked up in the U.S., but are you finding that rugby is catching on more the last 3 to 5 years in Billings, Montana?
Oh, absolutely. Montana has been really, of all the U.S., one of the better rugby states, and all across the U.S., rugby's really picked up now that the Olympics are hosting sevens rugby starting this summer. It's gained a lot of popularity, a lot of exposure, which is great for the sport. It's something everybody should be involved in.
And to a spectator of rugby, which I've seen a few rugby games and matches before, I got to say it looks like a lot of fun and a great workout. But from a fan's perspective, it's just fun to watch too. You should know that, Matt.
It sure is. It sure is.
How can people get in contact with you or somebody else on your Billings Bulls Rugby Club to get involved, maybe come observe a practice or a game?
Definitely. The easiest way would be to go onto our Facebook page. It's the Billings Bulls Rugby Team. You can get our contact information through there, contact our coach. We have practices every Tuesday and Thursday at Rose Park at 5:30. Feel free to swing by any Tuesday, Thursday coming up. We got posters put on our Facebook page, and if you just find us there, we'll get back at you.
What do you think about this? What if the Billings Bulls Rugby Club take on the Billings Bulls Ice Hockey Club on the ice and then on the rugby field, and whoever wins 2 out of 3 loses the Bulls name? No?
Loses the Bulls? We that'd be something interesting. I'm not too much of an ice skater myself, but there's a lot of guys out there that do play hockey for club and in Billings. I think that'd be pretty competitive.
That would be a fun game to watch, and maybe you guys can chalk it up to raising some money for a charity between the both of the Bulls clubs. Think about that.
Yeah, Billings Bulls all the way through.
All right, Matt Groff with the Billings Bulls Rugby Club, and we'll keep in touch. You keep in touch with me through email, and we'll publicize your games and matches and all your stuff like that, all right?
Thanks very much for your time, Larry.
Awesome. Matt, thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Livin' Large Larry Live.
The Billings Morning News at liveandlargelarry.com, brought to you by the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Outdoor Football in Billings. Their home turf is Dallas Wendy's Field, and check them out Saturdays. The Billings Extreme, billingsextreme.com, XTREME. The former Navy SEAL who says he killed Osama bin Laden is denying a drunken driving charge filed against him in Montana. Authorities say O'Neill was charged after officers found him asleep early on Friday morning in a running vehicle and refused to test to determine his blood alcohol level. O'Neill released a statement through a public relations firm late on Friday afternoon. It says he took a prescribed sleep aid to help him with severe insomnia. The statement says he is innocent of the charge and is pleading not guilty. Rural Nevadans suing to block the Obama administration's sage grouse protection plan say a trail of internal government documents they cite in a new federal court filing shows politics was the driving force behind a predetermined policy that flies in the face of federal experts' own best science. The latest motion seeks to void the protections they have severely restricted, developed, and in some cases made off limits of millions of acres of federal land across 10 western states. Rural healthcare is getting a financial boost after regional healthcare officials announced nearly $9 million in grants that will help patients in Montana and provide funds for training in Wyoming. A private trust says it will give nearly $5 million for a mobile training and simulation center to train health professionals in rural areas, and $4 million in grants to Billings Internal Medicine Residency Program for rotations in rural areas. Firefighters are working to suppress a fire in northwest Montana in the Bob Marshall Wilderness area. Says the fire is burning grass and mature Douglas fir near lower North Fork Sun River, southeast of the Forest Service cabin on Cabin Creek in the Rocky Mountain Ranger District. Since a new law allowing the governor to grant clemency to inmates who have been denied by the Board of Pardons and Parole went into effect in October, Governor Steve Bullock has only acted on one request. The report says that the Board of Parole has received 40 applications for executive clemency since the law took effect on October 1st. A Florida man accused of making about $200,000 worth of purchases using counterfeit credit cards in 20 states has been arrested. He's arrested in Missoula. 25-year-old Felipe Perez Reyes was charged with 1 count of felony theft in Missoula, but during his initial appearance in Missoula County Justice Court this week, Deputy County Attorney Carla Painter said an FBI agent told her federal charges are now being considered. In Billings on Sunday, the Run for Ryan event brought community members out into the light rain for a 10K and 5K run held annually in support of sudden infant death syndrome research and in memory of Ryan Paul Walter. He was just 2 months old when he died from the often unexplained condition back in 2010, and the boy's family started to run to help further understanding of SIDS. Just 1 in 5 volunteer firefighters in Montana is covered by workers' compensation insurance. Last Wednesday, the Education and Local Government Committee passed draft legislation that would mandate fire services provide insurance to volunteers and subsidize those costs, the smallest departments, with a portion of revenue from the fire insurance premium tax. Easter Seals Goodwill has been accredited for another 3-year period for the highest level of accreditation by the Commission on Accreditation of Rehabilitation Facilities, now known as CARF International, CARF. Easter Seals Goodwill has been accredited since 1976 in various programs and services here in Montana. And for the first time ever, classic rock and rollers Kiss will play the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse in Bozeman July 16th this summer. Tickets go on sale Friday in Bozeman at 10 a.m. Sports. Defending Masters champion Jordan Spieth collapsed on the back nine, bogeying the 10th and 11th. And suffering a disastrous quadruple bogey 7 on the 12th to allow Danny Willett to win the 80th Masters. Willett from Sheffield, England, shot a final round 567 to finish 3 shots ahead of Spieth and Lee Westwood, who tied for second. James Harden scored 20 of his 40 points in the fourth quarter, and the Houston Rockets kept their playoff hopes alive with a 130-110 win over the LA Lakers. Kobe Bryant, who has just 2 games left before his retirement, had 35 for the Lakers, who lost their 5th straight. And that's a look at the Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com. The newscast brought to you by the Billings Extreme. Semi-pro football back in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express? They're in Billings now, and they play at Dallas Wendy's Field. Check them out, billingsextreme.com. Billings Extreme. Extreme is spelled Xtreme.
Livin' Large Larry Live.
Follow the story of N2 Cryotherapy in Billings at their website as well, n2cryo.com. There's videos, there's information on what cryotherapy as a health component in your life is all about, and more, and also information about N2 Cryotherapy, giving you the opportunity to be the best person you can be this year with athletic recovery. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West in Billings, suite number 4, and n2cryo.com. Search out the new football league in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express from the RMFL league last year, the year before? Now moved to Billings, renamed, rebranded, the Billings Extreme with Ken Blankenship, and he has a season lined up, and they'll play home games at Dallas Stadium, a great family, fun-filled events. Check out the new Extreme Football Extreme, the Billings Extreme, Xtreme. You can search them out on Facebook.